Let me ask you something nobody ever asks you. Why do some people walk into a room and everyone feels them? No loud entrance, no announcement, no trying, just presence. And then there are people who talk the loudest, dress the best, work the hardest, and still somehow feel invisible. What is the difference between those two people? It is not money. It is not looks. It is not talent. It is something much deeper, much older, much more psychological. It is called personal power. And in the next 8 minutes, I am going to show you exactly what it is, how you lost it, and precisely how to take it back. Stay with me, because this might be the most important thing you hear all year. First, let's destroy the myth. Personal power is not dominance. It is not aggression. It is not controlling other people. People who need to control others actually have no power at all. They are terrified, and control is their mask. Real personal power is this: the unshakable ability to determine your own experience, regardless of what is happening around you. Read that again. Regardless of what is happening around you. Most people's entire emotional state is decided by other people. Someone ignores them. They feel worthless. Someone praises them. They fall apart. That is not living. That is being remote controlled. Personal power means you hold the remote, not your boss, not your relationship, not social media, not your past. You. Here is the uncomfortable truth. You were not born powerless. You were trained to be. Think about it. As a child, what happened when you said no? What happened when you cried too much? What happened when you were too loud, too emotional, too much? You were corrected, silenced, shamed. So you learned. You learned to shrink. You learned to seek approval. You learned that your value depended on how others saw you. And then you grew up carrying all of that. Every time someone didn't text back, you shrank. Every time someone criticized you, you shrank. Every time you didn't speak up, you shrank. And slowly, quietly, over years, you handed your power away, piece by piece, to people, to opinions, to fear. The first step to reclaiming your power is simply this: recognizing that you gave it away, which means you can take it back. Lesson 1, and this one will change your life immediately. Stop explaining yourself. Powerful people do not over-explain their decisions. They do not justify their boundaries. They do not apologize for their preferences. When you over-explain, you are subconsciously sending a signal. The signal says, I need your approval to feel okay about this. Watch how powerless this sounds. I can't come tonight. I'm really sorry. I know it's your birthday. I just have so much going on. I hope you understand. I feel terrible. Now watch how powerful this sounds. I can't make it tonight. I hope you have an amazing time. Same decision, completely different energy. No is a complete sentence. Your boundaries need no courtroom defense. Your choices need no jury approval. The moment you stop over-explaining, people will feel your power shift. And more importantly, you will feel it. Lesson 2, the most powerful skill you will ever develop: mastering your emotional state. Here is what low-power people do. They react. Someone disrespects them. They explode. Someone ignores them. They obsess. Something goes wrong. They spiral. Their emotions are a live wire. Whoever touches it controls them. Here is what high-power people do. They respond. There is a gap between stimulus and response. And in that gap lies your freedom. Viktor Frankl, a man who survived Nazi concentration camps, said this: between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. If a man in a concentration camp could master that gap, what is your excuse? Start small. Next time someone triggers you, pause for 3 seconds before responding. Those 3 seconds are the difference between reaction and power, between chaos and control, between who you were and who you are becoming. Lesson 3, this one is brutal, but necessary. Powerful people have standards, and they enforce them. Not rules they tell other people. Standards they hold for themselves. Standards about who they spend time with. Standards about what they tolerate. Standards about how they allow people to speak to them. Here is the psychology. How you allow people to treat you teaches them how to treat you. If you accept disrespect once, you have set the price of your respect at 0. If you stay in situations that drain you, you have told the universe your time has no value. If you keep forgiving without change, you have taught people that your boundaries are decorations. This is not about being cold. This is not about being aggressive. It is about self-respect so deep and so quiet that people feel it without you saying a word. Raise your standards, not loudly, not dramatically. Just quietly start walking away from what no longer serves you and walking toward what does. That is power. Lesson 4, the deepest wound, the biggest thief, the need for approval. Let me show you how much of your life this controls. You wear certain clothes. Why? To be seen a certain way. You post certain things. Why? To get a certain reaction. You stay in certain situations. Why? Because you fear what people will think if you leave. The need for approval is not weakness. It is deeply human. We evolved as tribal creatures. Rejection once meant death, but you are not in a tribe fighting for survival anymore. You are a full adult, and you are still living like that child who needed everyone to clap. Here is the cure. Build what psychologists call internal validation. Every day, ask yourself one question. Am I proud of who I was today? Not, did people like me today? Not, did anyone notice me today? Am I proud? When your validation comes from inside, nobody can take your power because nobody gave it to you in the first place. Lesson 5. The most underrated weapon of powerful people. Silence. Weak people fill every silence. They overtalk, overshare, overexplain. Because silence feels dangerous to them, like something must be wrong. Powerful people are comfortable in silence. They speak when they have something worth saying. And when they speak, people actually listen because their words are rare. And rare things are valuable. Watch the most powerful person in any room. They are rarely the loudest. They listen more than they speak. They observe more than they perform. And when they finally do speak, the room shifts. Practice silence this week. In conversations, pause before you speak. In arguments, say less than you think. In moments of conflict, let the silence do the work. You will feel uncomfortable. Do it anyway. Discomfort is where power is built. So here is your next step. Not steps, one step. Because power is not built in lists. Power is built in decisions. Today, I want you to identify one place in your life where you have been giving your power away. One relationship where you over-explain. One situation you stay in out of fear of judgment. One habit of reacting instead of responding. One moment a day where you seek validation instead of creating it. Just one. And today, make one different choice in that area. Not a perfect choice, not a dramatic life overhaul, just one different choice. Because personal power is not a destination. It is not something you arrive at. It is something you practice every single day. And it starts not tomorrow, not when things get better, not when you feel ready. It starts right now, in the next decision you make, in the next word you speak, in the next moment you choose yourself. You were never powerless. You were just never taught. Now you know. What you do with that knowledge is the most powerful choice of all. My name is Harry, and this is just the beginning.